friends, it's Denise. Welcome back to my channel. Before I start today's video, I flipped to the week that I celebrated Halloween using a kit from Happy Dia Stickers. And unfortunately, I have all the clips for it, but I think it's too late in the year, so I'm skipping a couple of weeks ahead into November. So in this video, I'm using an odd loop kit called To the Stars, and I really like the fairy tale theme and the rich burgundy and navy colors. I got the full kit several months ago, but I didn't buy the add-on bottom washi, so I'll be extending each day to the bottom of the page. I placed the quote box that says, "Look how they shine for you," in the Thankful Thoughts section, and started to put matching glitter headers on the top. I didn't really have a plan on how I wanted to place the rest of the glitter headers, so I just moved on to Monday's activities. If you're new to my channel, I memory plan in a white space chronological order, and if you watch my other plan with me's, you might know that ever since I started working, I've been drinking a lot more coffee, and I get really proud of the days I skip. So instead of putting down a Coffee Monday sticker, I wrote in one of the labels that I proudly lasted the entire day without coffee. The pen that I'm using in the video is a thin permanent marker that was gifted to me, but if I can find out where you can purchase it online, I will leave a link down below. My weekdays are usually quite boring, and I have a separate work planner to keep things confidential, but I started to mark my really busy or exhausting work days with a work sticker from my shop and some kind of character. So this time I placed a nurse emoji on top of a large piece of washi to mark that. I ended up deciding that I wanted to do my usual glitter header pattern, so nothing new there, so I'm just gradually adding them on top of the gray and black ones. In the evening, I watched an episode of Fuller House, so I used a TV label and then worked on shop orders. I layered a mini laptop and print and cut sticker from my shop on top of a half box. At the time, I wanted to work on some new releases, so I placed down a flag and wrote design and added a mini pencil from my shop and a peekaboo munchkin from Once More with Love. Originally, I placed a piece of washi to cover up the gray header, but I later replaced it with a glitter one. I picked one of the full boxes to align to the last line of the bottom washi section, and then I moved on to Tuesday. I used a to-do header and then cut up one of the full box checklists to write down that I paid back a couple of friends. Tuesdays are also paydays, so I placed down the piggy bank icon that came with the kit and layered it on top of a teardrop icon. I also placed down some more glitter headers and a full box, and I used another TV label to mark watching another episode of Fuller House that night. To mark doing laundry, I used a large piece of washi and layered on top the washing machine icon from the kit, and I wrote on top of the pattern. The camera cut off the rest of Tuesday night, but you'll see later on that I just added a half box and another print and cut sticker. I balanced out this spread with a full box in the top section of Wednesday, and this one is probably my favorite one in the kits with the fairy girl and the stars. That day I went to a meeting, and afterwards I had lunch with some of my colleagues outside of work, and that was really refreshing. Just to get out of my office, and I wrote that on a meal label. But then sadly I returned to work in a bit of a panic, so I used another work sticker and a stressed out emoji from the Coffee Monsters Co. and placed that on top of a piece of washi. That night I worked on orders, so I did the same thing with the half box and laptop stickers as the previous days. So Brian and I got some Blaze pizza that night for dinner, and I wrote that on another meal label, and I used a pizza icon from Happy Dia Stickers. We usually watch a show when we eat dinner, so I wrote on a TV label that we watched Supernatural that night. To cover up the rest of the lines in the bottom section, I placed down a large piece of washi. So that is it for the first half of the week. Now I'm just going to flip over and start the second half. The second half of my week tends to be more interesting, so hopefully you're still watching. So I put down the rest of the glitter headers, and I'm just going to skip all of that and start with Thursday. I placed a to-do header and wrote on the mailbox label that I had to stop by the post office that day. I work sort of near a Panera Bread, so I treat myself to lunch there maybe once or twice a week. And I used the perfect sticker to mark that, a sandwich and tomato soup drawing from Happy Dia Stickers. This shop is literally like my top 3 favorite shops right now, and I highly suggest that you check the shop out. I took a label and wrote that I got Starbucks that day, and I think that was the first day that week that I got coffee, so I lasted a pretty long time, but sadly I went back to drinking coffee almost every day after Thanksgiving break, so it was very short-lived. Anyways, the coffee cup drawing is a sticker from my shop, and then I went home and had to design some more for the collaboration that is currently available in my shop, so go and check that out if you have the time and you really like Christmas, winter related stickers. I wrote that on a label and then I covered up the dollar sign with a mini pencil from my shop. To get a better sense of how much space I had left, I put down a full box, and I usually don't care for unicorns, but I don't know, this one was alright, I guess. My sister and I were placing a rather large order from Sephora at midnight for the VIB sale, so I wrote that on a half box and used an online shopping sticker from Happy Dia Stickers, and I'm really happy with all the products that I got. I was desperately needing to restock on some daily makeup products, and yeah, I finally got to do that during the sale. On Friday, my work observed Veterans Day, so we had that day off, and it was really nice to just sleep in. So I wrote on one of the labels that it was a day off, and I used a Happy Maru the mini marshmallow sticker from my shop, and then I used a piece of washi and layered on top the sleep in sticker, which is also from my shop. For lunch, Brian and I got some sandwiches, so I wrote that on a meal label, and Brian usually works from home on Fridays, so it was nice to, I guess, hang out with him more that week. I placed down a to-do header and used the remaining piece of the full box checklist that I used earlier in the week and wrote down some tasks. I signed up for a nearby gym, and although my attendance has been very sporadic, I've been really liking the 30-minute breaks from cutting stickers to go do some quick cardio, which I still have to do today as I am recording this voiceover, so hopefully I'll get to do that. That evening, Brian and I went to go see a musician named Kina Granis, and I found out about her through YouTube, so that was really cool. And I first saw her back in high school during a David Choi tour, who is another musician who also started from YouTube, and I believe that was like my first show that I ever saw live. So it was really cool to see her grow into a larger venue, and her voice was just so real and very calming. So I wrote the event down on a half box, and I used a Crown Deco sticker before realizing that I didn't leave enough space for a full box. So I decided to pull up almost all of the stickers on Friday and placed a full box in the middle section, and then put back all of the other stickers. Odd Loop's premium matte paper isn't meant to be removable or repositionable, but if I'm really careful, I can peel back all the stickers and then place them back down. So now that everything is fitting in the right spots, I put down a meal label and wrote that we ate In-N-Out after the show because I was hungry, and we don't get to eat In-N-Out too often because we're trying to stay healthy, I suppose. So I used a burger sticker from my shop, and then I moved on to Saturday. I put down the Pretty Weekend banner and used a small piece of washi to act as a background for my Sleep In sticker. I wrote on a label that my shop reopened. If you didn't know, my shop is only open on the weekends since I work full-time, and I usually don't have that much energy to fill orders at night. But starting today, I'll be having holiday hours, and I'm trying to keep a good amount of stock to process orders quicker. Anyways, got a little sidetracked, but anyways, for lunch on Saturday, Brian and I decided to have breakfast for lunch, so I made these macadamia and chocolate chip pancakes, which were from a pre-prepared mix from our Hawaii trip, and I layered a cute stack of pancakes from Happy Dia stickers on top of a page flag to remember that, and then we watched some Supernatural while we ate. There was a little bit of white space underneath the label that I didn't really have anything else to put, so I just used a small piece of washi to fill it in. I put down a full box checklist, and then I wrote that I wanted to edit some video clips, and I guess I uploaded something that day too. I needed to refuel my car, and then for dinner, we got some hot pot to go, which was a first for me. Brian had separate dinner plans that night, and I didn't want to eat at a restaurant alone because I'm weird like that, so we just got it to go for me, and it was a really nice night in. I just ate it at home and watched some friends, and it was comfortable. And I'm using this hot pot sticker from, again, Happy Dia Stickers. I'm telling you guys that I have a pretty large collection of her stickers now, and I'm loving it. I stepped out of home for a little bit. Brian's friend was having a housewarming party, and so I left to go meet him there at 11 p.m. And it was an interesting night. Sometimes I feel so uncomfortable in social situations that I just want to go home immediately, and that's how I felt that night, but I pushed through, I guess, and it ended up being okay, and a funny story came out of that night, so I'm really glad that I went. And I'm usually not bad at being like social, just sometimes, depending on the people at the party, I guess. So anyways, moving on to Sunday, I finally went to the gym after signing up for the membership on Friday, and so I wrote that on one of the heart labels, and I put a running shoe icon from my store on top. So I started this thing where I'm only allowing myself to watch YouTube videos when I'm working out, and right now I have a lot of videos to catch up on, but that way it kind of motivates me to go to the gym, and then I'm also not like being unproductive and just watching videos at home when I should be like cutting stickers or doing something more productive. So that's been working out kind of. A few videos have slipped here and there, but overall not bad. I placed down a full box in the bottom of Sunday just to, again, figure out how much space I have left to plan out my day. I originally wrote down what we had for lunch, but then I realized that I didn't have much space left, so I instead opted to write where we ate for dinner, and we went to Berkeley that night because we were going to see a play, Brian and I and my best friend Justine, so I am lettering that with this brush pen that I will leave a link down below for, and we watched a play called Imaginary Comforts, and it was playing at the Berkeley Rep, and it was written by the author of A Series of Unfortunate Events. I think his name is Daniel Handler, like his actual name, not his pen name. So I thought it was really good, and I treated myself to some hot chocolate at the cafe in the theater, so I put down this mug from a store called Dragon Hughes, which I'm not sure is still open or not. Anyways, after that, we all went to 85 Degree Bakery, and I got myself some grapefruit green tea. So I wrote that on a label, and this 85 degree cup is from Plans with Vanessa. I've mentioned before that Justine doesn't live near us, so when we get to see her, we just spend a little bit extra time just catching up. So I wrote that in one of the labels, and that is it for my spread. I'm just going to flip back and finish up the sidebar, which to me is the most boring part of the plan with me, but it has to be done, otherwise the spread kind of looks not very balanced. So I'm just going to quickly finish that, and yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I know if I'm very inconsistent, so I really appreciate it if you're still around and watching my videos, and I really highly appreciate it. So that is it. Follow me on Instagram if you want to chat on there. I'm a little bit more active on it. And like this video and subscribe if you want to see more from me. And I hope you guys are having a wonderful holiday season so far. It's only like December 3rd, but Thanksgiving has passed and now I'm just ready for all of the holiday spreads. So I will talk to you guys in my next video, which hopefully won't be too long from the day that I post this video. All right, bye.